Hi, my name is Camille, and this is the In Between. It's also the place where we pause between the five areas of change. We first started our time together with the change cycle. This is the area of change that orients us to what's happening outside of ourselves. What's the architecture and the structure of change that many go through? Then we moved on to the inner landscape. We went from the outer world of change to the inner world of change and what we feel when we're going through change, uncertainty, and rebirth, and how to bring greater respect and reverence to our feelings and how to work with them as we've learned that they are completely normal when you're going through transformation. We just finished the helpers. These are the guides and the guidance that we experience as we're walking through the in between. Sometimes it's outside of ourselves, sometimes it's within ourselves, and still other times we have guides and guidance from those that are no longer in the physical world. And now we're getting ready to enter the area of the map that I call the invitation. Because the truth about change is that it's always inviting us to look at things from a fresh and different perspective. And that's what the invitation is all about. These are the empowering messages from change that challenge the collective belief about how life is supposed to be. Tomorrow, when we start the next part of our journey, we'll talk about the invitation that I like to identify as the statement, let it be unfinished. That challenges the old design model that is obsessed with endings. But sometimes in life, and a lot of times during change, especially if you're at the point of release, or you have to let go in order to move forward, you don't always get the kind of closure you want or hoped for. Sometimes the other person involved is not ready for closure. In the old design model, we oftentimes did not go forward until we got that closure, until the person could meet us in a conversation in a moment where it could be discussed and there could be a formal end to things. But that's not how it always works. And in the new design model, and most definitely in the in between, when we arrive at that point, the invitation to us is, even though you may not have closure, to keep going anyway. And so this will be a very interesting opportunity for both of us to really get a sense of the invitation and how that might apply to the change you're going through right now. So if you haven't had a chance to watch some of the earlier videos, even if you watch one or two in each of the categories I've just talked about, it will help better orient you as we move into the invitation. There's so much good information in these videos because there's a pattern to change. There's a universal way in which we move through transformation. This is something I learned from my own experience called the confusion experiment, where I entered a 100-day meditation challenge to see if meditation could heal my confusion. It did, but it did a lot more than that. And this is what I've been talking to you about in these videos. So before we move on to the invitation, take some time, go back, look at some of the videos whose title or whose experience resonates with you, and we'll catch up tomorrow with our first invitation.